Let's have a chat about no-till gardening. Welcome back to Chatting with Chintzy. I'm Chintzy Barato. Today, we're going to talk about the no-till or back to Eden gardening. A little bit about what it is not, and why you should use it. Let's get started. I got introduced from the back to Eden or no-till gardening method from a documentary I saw featuring a gentleman named Paul Gauchi. Highly recommend you watch that documentary. You can look it up on YouTube, it's free. But he was getting a little older. He had been gardening his whole life, and gardening was becoming real laborious. So he's looking for an easier way. So he turned his attention to nature, which you can see behind me. And this is what my garden used to look like, is this over here. But basically, he realized that nature does all this on its own without anybody out there watering anything, no fertilizers added, no nothing. Nature does it on its own. So why not take that same idea and recreate it in an area that you want to garden in? That's all it is. Let me show you how to do it. A little bit about no-till gardening or back to Eden. Basically, is you're going to add wood chips or mulch to your garden. It's as simple as that. What I've done is a mixture of wood chips and mulch. Let's talk a little bit about the types of wood, the other types of wood you can use. Technically, you can use any type of wood you want. However, I've heard that using pine may bring up the acidic level of your soil, but that can also be corrected. But I don't think it makes that much of a difference, depending on specifically what you're trying to grow, perhaps. But hardwoods work best. That oaks, crepe myrtles, very hard wood, birch, those work best. Let's talk real quick about what types of wood not to use. As I said, pine can work, it does work, but it may affect the acidity level of your soil. You want to stay away from cedar. Think about a cedar closet. What does it do? It repels moths, okay, from eating your clothes. Well, it'll do the same thing in your garden. It'll repel bugs. Now you think, oh, well, that's wonderful. No, it's not. Most of the bugs in your garden are beneficial. There's pollinators, there's ladybugs that eat aphids, so on and so forth. So stay away from cedar. I used cypress mulch. Now, cypress is related to cedar, but it does work. It doesn't have a very strong repellent, but you can use it, and that's what I've used, and it works fantastic. Wood chips added to your garden do two things that are instantly noticeable. One, it stops soil erosion. Anytime the wind blows, your soil is not blowing off your garden. It also helps retain moisture. These wood chips are very much like a sponge. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to move the soil back just a little bit, and we're going to show you what this is doing. I've only taken about an inch off the top or so. You can see soil is still moist. I have not watered this. I haven't done anything to it. It retains the moisture beautifully. In addition to retaining moisture, it's going to save you money, because once your plants are established, you never have to water these things. I've had droughts and never once watered my plants. However, there is a catch, and we're going to discuss that later on in the video. In the no-till garden or back to Eden method, you see almost no weeds. I'm not saying they never grow, but it's pretty rare, and you can easily pull them up. What is mycelium? Mycelium is the fungal growth. As I mentioned, it's a decomposer. It's nature's way of cleaning up dead things, so to speak. Let's take a look at mycelium in a little more depth. The largest organism on Earth, or in the world that we know of so far, is mycelium. In Oregon's Malheur National Forest, there is a patch of mycelium that is 2,500 acres, or 1,600 football fields wide and long. That's four square miles. So what this mycelium does is it forms a mycorrhizal relationship, or mycorrhizal fungi, which basically what that is it forms a symbiotic relationship with plants that helps the roots of the plant absorb water and nutrients in exchange for plant sugars. Symbiotic relationship. Think of it like the telephone game. One plant says, hey, I'm in trouble, I need so-and-so. The mycorrhizal fungi will hear that call for help, and it will reach out and send nutrients to the plant that needs it. Maybe perhaps take it from another plant that's rich or another tree that's rich in those nutrients. So nature does this on its own. All you got to do is help set it up in the area that you want to garden in. Mycelium has also had a mycorrhizal fungi relationship with plants for over 475 million years. That's almost as old as Keith Richards. Never let it be said that Chintzy Barato is not a wealth of useless information. So I'm about to give you some right here. Are you aware that mycelium in mushrooms are more closely related to humans than they are to plants? And if you're interested in this topic and you want to read a little deeper into it, I highly recommend Paul Stamets. He's written a book called Mycelium Running. It's a little bit academic, but if you really want to get into the weeds of this thing, that would be a very good book to start with. Mycelium Running by Paul Stamets. He's also been on Joe Rogan, and he's done some TED Talks, which are incredibly interesting about all kinds of different mushrooms. Now, I've watched a lot of videos on no-till or back to Eden garden, and I've heard a lot of complaints of people saying, back to Eden method doesn't work. But I see the mistakes they make, and they're pretty easy. One, they might be using the wrong kind of wood. As I said, you really want to stick with hardwoods if at all possible. Also, no-till means no-till. When you till those wood chips or that mulch into the soil, you're locking in the nitrogen and your plants are not going to grow. Think about a potted plant. Do you put wood chips inside of it, inside of the soil? No, you put them on top to retain the moisture and kill off any weeds. We're doing the same thing here, folks. One other thing I see people doing wrong with a back to Eden garden is they're planting into the wood chips. As you can see behind me here, I planted my spring vegetables, my cold weather vegetables. I didn't plant into the wood chips. I planted into the soil. This looks like a bad rerun of the movie Holes. Well, those are kind of holes. I pulled the mulch back. The mulch, see, I'm even using the term mulch. I pulled the mulch and the wood chips back and I planted into the soil. That's what you want to do with back to Eden gardening. I'm going to give you a live demonstration of what exactly that looks like. But before I do that, let me cover one other point. As I said, you don't need to water, but there's one caveat. You have to water until those plants are big enough, because when you plant them in the ground, they're going to be small. They're going to grow. As they grow, you're going to push the mulch down around the plant. What I've got right here is a plant that's ready to go into the ground. So I'm going to show you how to plant into a back to Eden garden. Now, if you're curious about what kind of pot I used, check out my do-it-yourself homemade vegetable pots. I'll put a link in the description. The first thing we're going to want to do is pick a spot, and then we're going to rake the wood chips back. Let me show you. And I'm down to the soil. Remember, don't keep raking until you start mixing the wood chips into the soil. We don't want that. Just get down to the dirt. I want to show you an amazing tool that I've discovered that will help you tremendously in the garden. This is called the Garden Claw. I have the Garden Claw Gold Edition. It also comes in a get down on the ground and use your hand garden claw. Works just the same. But this stand-up joker works beautifully. But Chintzy, you're not supposed to till a no-till garden. You're not tilling the garden. You're gonna break up the soil where you're gonna stick the plant. We're going to the soil, stick the garden claw on there and give that joker a turn, break up that soil. And we're gonna dig out the hole that we want, about the size of our garden pot, vegetable pot. Put it down in there and just push the soil back around it. Not the wood chips, the soil. At this point, the wood chips don't really come much into play. So there we go. Pack it down in there. Let's put a little more dirt on there. So we like to get dirty here on Chatting with Chintzy. And then at that point, you're done. But I would push a little bit of the soil over next to it. At this point, throw some water on this. Make sure you water it until it's tall enough to stick up above the mulch, and each day push a little bit of the mulch under and around the plant until it's ground level, and you're done. No watering, no maintenance, maybe a little fertilizer, and then that's it. This is the magic of no-till garden. So what we've covered today is the back to Eden method of gardening, or no-till, which is quite literally like the name, no-till. We've discussed some of the benefits of it, some of maybe the problems that people have had with it, and why you should do it. It's a much cheaper and easier way. The first year can be a little laborious of putting the mulch and wood chips down, but after that, it's pretty easy at 1 or 2 inches a week. So please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Also, please hit that bell notification. It alerts you when we put out new content, and which I'm hoping you enjoy. So hopefully you found something beneficial out of this video, and leave a comment. I'll be more than happy to address them. And most importantly, don't forget, we were created on purpose for a purpose. Be your purpose. Until next time on Chatting with Chintzy, I'm Chintzy Barato. Out.